All right, good morning, everybody. I am not EC Carter. Mr. EC Carter had an emergency and he was not able to attend today, so he asked me to fill in, and we were going to pray for him and Dr. Romatia, who are right now dealing with an emergency. I do have a small surprise for you guys that I want to be able to tell you about. Let me go ahead and get this. Let me set all the settings up since I just got in here. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, welcome everybody. And again, I know you saw me yesterday. You're gonna get tired, David, pretty soon. But super happy. Hey, Z, how are you? Jeanette, how are you? Hey, Eve, Mr. Eve, how are you, sir? Dina, how are you? Mr. Vicha, Rick, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you, Jeanette and Melinda. And I see Jen right there in the background. How's it going? So welcome everybody. Welcome to the AM Power Call. Before our special guest arrives, I do want to tell you I've been I watched a documentary not too long ago, and I was fascinated. I'm fascinated by ants actually. Like, have you ever seen a documentary on ants? Like, it is fascinating what they do. Like, this little thing is so they're powerful. They're powerful not because of the individual. They're powerful because of the colony, because they're powerful because of the clan. Ants are a clan. They work together. Ants have, for example, they have a hierarchy, right? They have soldiers that protect them. They have workers. They have nursery. They have the queen. They also have food gatherers. They gather food. I mean, and it's incredible. And they have people, even little ants that have wings that fly and scout. I mean, like, ants are incredible. And this documentary was crazy because they did something horrible. I didn't do it, but they wanted, it was in the name of science, right? Where what they did is they filled with cement this giant ant hole, and they filled it up. And when they filled it up, and then they waited, obviously, like, I don't know, it was like a week or something like that. They did the excavation, and it was 3,000 square foot underneath the ground. I mean, and it was impressive. You can probably Google it up put it on YouTube. What they found is it's incredible. How it's incredible to see what they were able to accomplish, those ants, and how little and how organized they are. So one thing you've seen this thing where I remember when I first got started in the industry. Jim Rohn has what is called the ant philosophy, and the ant philosophy is pretty cool. I like the ant philosophy. I'll repeat it to you very, very quickly. What he says, number one, ants never quit. Right, that's one thing that ants. If they moving forward, if you put a brick in front of them, what do? They dig under, right? They go on top. They go to the side. Whatever it takes, ants never quit. And here's number two philosophy: is that ants think winter all summer. So whenever it's summer, ants know the winter's coming. So in life, when things are going great in your life, you already know the winter's coming around. It's always how often does it come? It always comes. So so what you have to do in summer is you have to gather all you can and prepare, because winter's coming. This is what I tell my friends that are the diamonds and people that are earning money in the industry of network marketing. Save your money. Put it aside, because there will be a time that winter always comes. Here's the next thing. Ants think summer all winter. What does this mean? This means that when things are in the winter, they understand that winters don't last. I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he was like going through a hard time, and I was like, you know what? I was like, brother, remember, there is there's never been a double winter. It doesn't happen. Double winter doesn't happen. Summers or spring is always around the corner. So even in the darkest night, guess what? The sun always comes and shines. So, and here's the next thing: is that ants gather everything that's possible. I mean, they do the best they can. Yesterday, that's what we talked about. We talked about doing the best that you can. But I added a couple of things here that I want to just bring up about ants. Here, number one. Another. This is David Nieves and philosophy. Okay, that I added, which is ants work as a team. How are they able to accomplish what they do? Is because they work as a team. They understand organization that works as a team elevates the effectiveness of the individual. You hear that? You can elevate the effectiveness of the individual when you work as a team. And it's very important to do that. Here's number 2. Ants work within their strengths. The ants understand that everybody has strengths. You have gifts and you have strengths that were bestowed upon you by God. They're bestowed upon you. And through the development of your years, you got to find those and how you can put that into practice in your organization. Here's another one. Ants, they're accountable to each other. It's crazy because ants, that if someone's not pulling their weight, they let them know. They let each other know. In fact, even if the queen, even if the leader is not pulling their weight, you know what happens? The queen gets replaced. They replace the queen because they understand that everybody has to be held accountable and they have to contribute, make contributions. Next is that ants are excellent communicators. They communicate. They're the best at communicating, actually. It's the only way you can get in. And you see when ants are passing by each other, you see the antennas? They go like this, right? You see that, right? You know what I'm talking about? The ants, they go, and then they go, and they're constantly communicating what they found and what they say. Hey, here's what happened. Here's what it is. Here's what we're going to do. So the communication rules the nation. And so you got to be able to communicate throughout your organization and give the information. So I went to review the movie Ants. Yes, it's a great movie. Here's the next one. And I'm going kind of fast because I know our special guest is going to show up in just a moment. Is that ants are organized. You can see that they're organized. Ants are very, very organized. So that's how they're able to build in structure. There's 3,000 square feet. But they're smaller than the size of a pinky nail. I mean, that's impressive. Here's the next one. Ants ask for help. They trust each other. You see, ants, they don't do things alone, do they? They ask for help. If someone is carrying something and they cannot carry it, they communicate and 2 ants come to carry that. So they ask for help and they trust each other. It's very important for an organization and a team to ask for help and to say, hey, listen, I need help on this. I need help here. I'm looking for this. So it's very important. Here's the next one. Ants love a comeback. Have you ever stepped on it? In fact, I was walking one day down the sidewalk, and what happened was I stepped on an ant pile. Not me. I'm sorry. I saw an ant pile. There was someone stepped on it, and I was like, come on, man. It was obvious there was an ant pile there. I don't know if it was an accident on purpose, but someone did it. And when I saw it, the ants were working. The next day, I came back and I'm walking my dogs, and the ant pile mountain is back to normal. I was like, wow, what a comeback that is. Ants love a comeback, my friends. So, and it's incredible they can do that because they work together. Here's the next thing. Ants are united. There's something powerful in unity. Let me tell you. Unity is very, very powerful. In fact, here's what happens is that if we go to Savannah, right? We go and there's the king of the jungle is the lion, right? But let's say the king of the jungle goes underneath the tree and lays down, and he lays down an ant pile. Who's gonna move first? The king of the jungle or the ants? Who moves first? Let me tell you, that lion moves first, of course. They're like, why is that? Because ants are united, and a united team cannot be defeated. Here's the next one, and I know I got 2 more, and I'm gonna let my special guest here, which is ants are Spartans. They're like this. Here's what they said. Ants say this: you mess with one, what happens? You mess with all of us, right? That's what ants do. An organization has to be like this. You have to be that. In my opinion, we gotta build a culture where no one gets left behind. Where the attitude is no one gets left behind. You mess with one, you mess with all of us. And last but not least, is that actually I got a few more, but I'll stop here. Ants duplicate. Don't they? They know how to duplicate. They duplicate well too. They're experts at duplication. So this is a little bit of the ant philosophy, my friends, and I think it's fun to talk about ants. Documentary about ants is always nice. So what I'm going to do, I want to bring up an individual that I have the utmost respect. This individual, I've met him, I know for over a decade actually, and when I saw him in the and I knew that he was coming here at corporate, working with us. I mean, I was just impressed, number one, and I was just full of joy because I know his heart and I know who he is as a person. He is an individual that we all love, we care for him, and not only is he someone that is at least by example, but he cares for people, and I see him here literally working, not from 9 to 5, from about 8 to 5, working because he believes in the mission and he believes also in the cause. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let me go ahead and bring up to the spotlight Mr. our CEO, Mr. Jorge Reyes. Mr. Jorge Reyes with us.
Good morning, David. How are you?
I'm doing good, sir. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna make you in the spotlight with me, spotlight for everyone, and I'm gonna join you as well here. Wonderful, wonderful, man. Well, brother, it's good to see you. Thank you for taking the call. By the way, this was an emergency call. Because Mr. We know Mr. EC Carter couldn't make it. He had an emergency, and that I found this out, just maybe not even 30 minutes ago. And I called Mr. Jorge Radio, say, hey, how are you doing this morning? And he said, yeah, man, absolutely. Let's go ahead and hop on here. We'd love to get on the AM Power call with the American team, and let's make it happen. So, Mr. Jorge Ray, thank you for making yourself available, and I know you're extremely busy. And thank you for everything you're doing. Now, a lot of people don't know you still. Why don't you tell a little about yourself and how you found Vital Health, and what really did you love so much about this company?
Oh, wow. Well, first off, thank you for reaching out, Mr. Nieves. I'm honored to be in this platform, and thank you very much for this opportunity. And good morning, everyone. So excited to be with you all. And well, to answer your question, I usually have two versions: the short version, the long version. I guess I'm going to try to do the small version. But how everything happened, it wasn't a coincidence. I was in a point in my life where I was looking truly for purpose. I was actually going to become a nurse practitioner. So I was in school, and as I was going to school, I was also Mr. Mom, and doing all the home ec stuff, doing dishes, doing the laundry, and getting kids from school and going to school and doing homework. And so I was a very busy man. And one morning, Alex called me. And you know what? That call was instrumental because he started with the products. He said, "Hey, I sent you a box with products. Did you get it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did. Have you opened it?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't." He's like, "You mind opening it?" And I was like, "Sure, but I don't have a lot of time, Alex." And out of respect, out of the friendship that we had before, I was like, "Yeah, I'll go get it." And so I got it, and long story short, I was impressed by the results of the products. I was impressed because right there on the spot, I was like blown away. I had been diagnosed with diabetes type 2 7 years before, and not a lot of people knew this. And I don't like taking medication. And so when I saw the results, what the products did for me in just 35 minutes, I was blown away. I told Alex, you got my attention. And so, he went ahead and invited me to Vital Health Global to be part of it. He said, if you want to be a distributor, that would be great. but I really would like to bring you on board in corporate and work with you and utilize your experience and your knowledge in corporate. And then you know what, one thing led to another, and that happened actually in late November of 2023. Nothing happened until late night in late April 2024 because I met Alex. Alex knew of me, but I hadn't met Tony. And so when Tony was able to meet me, I wasn't able to meet him, and it was just crazy. And fast forward all those months, I started following Vital Health Global, the Facebook, the events, and Mr. Nieves, a fire started happening inside me. I saw you, I saw Brooke, I saw the things that were happening, and every day I wanted to be more and more part of this movement, as I call it. And so one night, I called Alex, it was about 10:30, 11 at night, and I said, you know what, Alex, I know I haven't met Tony, but let me put this on the table. Bring me on board. Give me 6 months to do what I know what to do and how I do it. Give me 6 months. Don't pay me a penny. Just give me 6 months. And then if you guys don't like it after 6 months, we'll part ways and no problem, no harsh feelings, anything. But if you like it, then let's talk business. And he's like, do you have time for a Zoom? And I'm like, yeah. So right there on the spot, he puts Tony and myself and himself on a Zoom call. Tony, and he probably won't like what I say up next, but Tony, he was shirtless. It was already 11:30 at night. He was shirtless. He was eating something. He was, Tony, he had a plate and he was eating something and he was just talking and he started asking me, hey, Jorge, well, talk to me about your experience. And I'm like, okay. And I saw that he grabbed a paper that it looked like he had there for a long time, and that was my resume. And so I'm talking, and I don't know I'm sure this had happened to you before, and all of you, when you're talking to somebody and there's not a click, and you're just speaking words, and the other party is just like hearing you but not listening you. That's exactly what it was happening. There wasn't a click between me and him and me. We just didn't click. I thought to myself, how in the world the owner of a company comes to an interview this late at night, shirtless and eating something while he's interviewing me? And I wasn't really, I mean, I wasn't like I would have wanted, I wasn't in a shirt and tie or a suit or a jacket or anything like that. And I wasn't feeling it, and he wasn't feeling it. I could tell Tony is very, very transparent, and I am very transparent. And I wasn't feeling it. He wasn't feeling it. And we were just like, I don't know. And at some point, Alex said, it's probably me. He told me this later. He said, it's probably me. So I'm just gonna leave. And he said, hey guys, I'm gonna go prepare myself a sandwich. I'll be right back. And so he turned off his camera, he left, and it got even worse. Like it was so awkward. It was just uncomfortable. And at some points we were like this, like that silent. Oh man, it was bad. And thankfully, at that point, my son Lorenzo knocked on the door. My door was open, but he knocked on the door, and I turned around and he said, "Dad, I'm gonna go to sleep." And I'm like, "Okay." And I went like this. Hold on, Tony. And I turned around, and he came over, and I said, "Hey son, how was your hangout?" And he's like, "Oh, it was great. Did you have fun?" "Yeah." "Okay, what did you guys do?" And he told me and everything. And I said, "Well, I'm gonna go to bed, Dad." I'm like, "Okay." So he came over, and just like every single night or every single morning, he came to me and gave me a kiss good night and said, "I love you, Dad." And I said, "I love you, Dad. I love you, son, and good night. Don't forget to do your prayers." And he left. And at that moment, when I turned around, Tony said, "Hey, when can you fly down to Hermosillo? Tomorrow?" I'm like, No, I cannot, I cannot fly tomorrow." So he looked, "Well, I need you to fly down here. Hey, just tell Alex that you need to fly down here immediately." And I'm like, "Okay." And he left. And then Alex came over, and I was just by myself. And he's like, "Where's Tony?" I'm like, "He just said to tell you that I need to fly down there immediately." And he's like, "Okay. All right." So we hang up, and the next week I flew down there. The next week, when I got to the hotel, it was late at night. The next morning, I was waiting for the a ride to corporate, and my biggest surprise was that the elevator opened, and I see Brooke, I see you, and a couple of leaders that I knew of them before, and man, I felt one of those feelings where you're like, this is meant to happen, you know, this is meant to happen. And so it was such a warm feeling to see you both there, to see the other two leaders, which were Miles and Heidi Stallard. And
Yep.
I had a lot of respect for all four of you. I have met you before, and boy, I was like, man, this is truly a dream. And I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that everything happens for a reason at the right time, at the right place. And so I mean, to fast forward that day, we met with you guys, and I did not meet with them at all. Every meeting was with all of you. And then late at night, Tony said, I want to take you back to your hotel room. And I'm like, okay. So he drove me. We parked right in front of the lobby, and I was gonna, thank him and everything. He said, hey, before you said anything, something, Jorge, I want to say, welcome to Vital Health. And I'm like, oh, so okay. So did it, I thought I was gonna come down for an interview. He's like, no, your interview happened on the Zoom call. This was just to seal the deal. I just needed to meet you. But I'll tell you something. That night, I was not interested in you. Your resume, I mean, it's impressive, but it did not ring in me. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I had picture that person as a completely different profile. I don't know why, but there was something that happened that night that made me realize that if I was going to hand you over the most precious things that I have, the most precious asset that we have built in this company, that wasn't the products, that wasn't the employees, that was our field leaders. I needed to make sure that it was the right person. And I had interviewed eight people before you. And I sometimes I just saw them and I told them, no, I don't want to talk to them. Just like that. And you probably know that story. But I'm thinking to myself, okay, so what was it? And he's like, the minute your son walked in and you placed the owner of the company on hold because you gave that attention to your son, and he came over and very naturally gave you a kiss goodnight and said, I love you, dad, and you told him, hey, don't forget to do your prayers. That to me meant that spoke to me thousands of miles, and I knew then, I felt then that it was going to be you were the right guy for the job. And so I just thank him, and then the rest is history. I started working right there, and it has truly been probably one of the greatest rides in my life, and I've been able to meet and work hand to hand, shoulder to shoulder with high caliber people. And the most thing, and I'll finish this response with this: the aligning that has been happening since the get-go still and continues to happen. Because when you do things that start with the heart, then you attract the same mentality, you attract the same type of people, you attract the same type of leadership, and that aligning keeps happening. And you can see it all around. You turn left, you turn right, you turn to one country to another one, and the people, the customers, the leaders that are coming to us, being attracted to us, is because they're aligning to the core of our company. Sorry to take that long to answer that
No, no,
question.
no. Please, this is great stuff. Jorge, you've been in the industry for a while. Like you worked with some multi-billion-dollar companies that are at a corporate level, right? You've
Mhm.
been so. I mean, I know of this, and after seeing all these companies and seeing things from the inside, what do you think differentiates our company here, Vital Health, against those other companies that you worked with in the past?
The first word that comes to mind is that we have been naive. And I'll explain. I'll give you context for this answer. Other companies that are already in the $2-3 billion a year, they have a structure, they have organization, they have processes, and here we are, a small tiny company out of the northern part of Mexico that started only 4 years ago with only 14 employees, um, but with the biggest heart, with the biggest desire to help people. And so when you have a handful of people that want to do something, that they don't know how to do this, but they have heart, miracles happen. So when I came on board, I saw a lot of people that didn't know how to do things, but they told me, teach us how and we'll do it. That kind of attitude you do not find in big corporations. You just don't find it. Everybody's already kind of like a robot, and
Right.
everything is very structured and very like by the book. And here is like people that are like just their habit for that teaching, that they're desiring that somebody to lead them and tell them what to do. And once they do it, they're like, okay, what can we do better? And this is people that have education, that have the right credentials, but do not have the experience in the industry or doing something like this magnificent. I mean, for crying out loud. Or office manager, and this is a perfect example. Or office manager in the new corporate office, she started cleaning the bathrooms. She started cleaning the bathrooms, the toilets in that office. But she had such desire to take on responsibility to do things that today she's the office manager. She's going to school 3 times a week to learn English for an hour that we're paying. She's going to school to learn how to administrate and manage an office 3 times a week for 1 hour, but she has the desire to do so. And you can see her. I mean, the way she dresses, the way that she behaves herself, that she takes everything so seriously. And I can go on and on and on with a lot of people in corporate that are on the phones, that are on logistics, that are on I mean, for crying out loud, our logistics department it 4 years ago, where Alex, Tony, Gustavo, and Alberto, they would come in 2 cars, not in 4 cars. No, they came 2 cars, and they will grab the packages. They will actually put in the products, and they took them themselves to the post office. That's how we started. And today, having over 550 people doing the same thing, like the ant example that you gave, is just about the people that have the biggest heart to learn. Because we, again, ladies and gentlemen, we're still learning. We have 4 years of being, or of existing in the arena of network marketing, but I have never seen hardworking people with the biggest heart trying to learn and execute to to give the growth that we're experiencing right now. It's unbelievable, Mr. Nieves. It's unbelievable. Uh, Many companies out there, big time companies that dinosaurs, they're looking at us and they're asking themselves, how in the world they went from 1 to 4 to 40 to almost 100 in 4 years. How in the world did that happen? And I love numbers, because numbers, they give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Numbers are cold. You know this. Numbers are cold. And I tell people this, we have a lot to learn. We have a lot to learn, but I'll tell you this, the numbers indicate that we're doing things right. If we weren't doing things right, then we wouldn't have the numbers that we have. And people are like, okay.
That is right. That is right. Something that I tell people is like the Latin culture is a culture of service. And we might not do things right from the beginning, especially the 4 year baby. We're a 4 year baby, guys. I mean, think about this. We were having a conversation with the diamonds and the diamond thing, and then Alex said this, and I echo this, where we're 4 years old. And when you have a 4-year-old kid, you can't really judge him as an adult. First of all, you cannot be like, oh, you should have known this. I was like, no, he's 4 years old. He's been on this planet for 4 years, and so for us to be to a 4-year-old company where they are just getting it together, I believe the reason that we have grown to the level that we have grown, even with the lack of experience that we have. And as far as owning a company, we all have experience in building teams. Yes, we all have experience, and eventually we brought you and the experienced people that are from corporate. But we didn't start it like that, like as you described. For us to be $100 million company just last year alone, I mean, that says to me the reason we did that, even with all of our faults, even with all of our issues and all of our challenges that we have had, even with that, is because we have a spirit of serving others. That's what it is. That I think what I said this in the last Saturday is that the secret to success was given to us 2,000 years ago when the carpenter in the mountain says, "So whoever asks you to walk a mile, you go two. You just go the extra mile." And the Lion culture has an extra mile. I mean, I went to Mexico City, and Jorge, and I went to a restaurant, and it was a 5-star restaurant. I had the lamb. I love lamb. And Jesse's like she's ready for me. I had the lamb, and afterwards there was a dessert that I wanted there. I was like, what? I'll take this dessert. The guy left. He came back. He said, "Hey, listen, well, I sincerely apologize. We're out of this dessert. Is there any other dessert here that you will like?" I say, "No worries. No, just bring me the check." So he takes a little longer. It takes like 10 minutes to bring a check, and I'm like, that's kind of odd because I was like, okay, the service has been 5-star. I mean, I cannot sneeze without them bringing me a napkin, in my face. I mean, it was like that type of service. And so 10 minutes later, the guy comes back with the dessert that I asked for, and he's like, and I say, "Hey, wait a minute, I thought you were out." And he says, "Oh no, my competitor across the street sells the same dessert. I went across the street, bought it, and brought it to you." And I've never forgot that. You know what an imprint that is, right? Imagine that experience, guys. That type of service. That's the culture of the Latin culture and service, and how they want to serve. And I believe that this company is that's what it represents. It represents serving people. And again, we might not do things perfect. We will never leave it wrong, by the way. If something's a mistake is made, we will correct it. But it's an attitude of serving. That's what I see personally. Do you agree with this, Jorge?
100%, Mr. Nieves, 100%. I mean, a lot of you have been able to go to Cancun and the Mayan Riviera, Los Cabos, even Mexico City. But it's not because they get paid, the people in those resorts and hotels. No, that's the culture, that, like you said, the culture is about service, and we're trying to translate that into, or bring that into the business, and that sets us apart. That sets us apart, and in one of the most competitive and most in an arena that builds the most amount of billionaires in the world, which is the network marketing arena. And boy, it is competitive. This, Mr. Nieves. It's competitive, but the core of our career, the core of our company is and always will be to serve. That is 100% true. I completely agree with you.
Absolutely, and that's what making money. We have people making extreme, crazy paychecks here, and I'm living it myself. But it's not just me. Many people are living this, and I tell you this but money is a byproduct of the service you do to other people. It's a byproduct of serving others and being there for others. That's what money is about. Money is a byproduct of this, So I love this company. I love what we represent. I love that we're here working this mission together, and that what we're about to do in the future. I believe that Vital Health will be a multi-billion-dollar company. that all of you in this Zoom right here could be and will be our next diamonds, diamonds and above. I mean, diamonds just a stepping stone, right? There's double diamond, triple diamond, and there's even more above. But I believe that every single one of you in this Zoom right now can make it happen and can grow with us. And it's gonna be different times for all of you. I said this yesterday. So you gotta make sure that you work without expectations, where you work and you fall in love with the process. I fell in love with the process. And today, the only way that you can sustain an energy that it takes to build a business and to serve at the level that we're serving is because you do fall in love with the process. So fall in love with the process, guys, and let's build a $1 billion company. This company this company is ready for big things, and we're here to serve. We got so many things that are coming down the pipeline. Jorge, I mean, the things that Alex is putting together as well that you're putting together, it is amazing. I mean, we have now an artificial intelligence that's about to launch this month. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, what's coming is going to be incredible. And tomorrow, Saturday, right? Tomorrow, Saturday, we'll have Miss Tanya Evans, Wonder Woman, talking about how to create a sizzle marketing in your Facebook and create sizzle marketing for yourself and really build. I mean, Tanya, by the way, she is here right now. She's on the chat. She's recruited over 100 people, by the way, personally. So, I mean, think about that. So do you think she can teach you how to recruit through a sizzle? And the fact is, guys, that the system that Mr. Jorge Reyes and all the corporate team behind the scenes have been working so hard and putting together and making contributions. All this is a system. It's two things. Number one, the system itself that works and does its job. But the second thing is how to build through a system. And tomorrow, you're not going to want to miss. Trust me on this. You're not going to want to miss tomorrow's Vital Academy. You want to get all your team there. Get your entire team in the Vital Academy because it is going to be incredible what you're about to experience. Mr. Jorge Reyes, thank you, sir, for making yourself available. Any final thoughts, sir?
Here's some food for thought. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, we're just getting started. This is amazing. What's the next 12, 24, and 36 months are going to be so exciting. So many things are going to be happening in that time. And just like Mr. Nieves said, trust the system. When I was young and I used to play sports, all my coaches used to say, no pain, no gain. It's not going to come easy. Yeah, we're building some incredible tools, and we will continue to bring incredible tools and every resource that we can so you guys can be successful. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. It's your choice to make if it's going to be worth it or not. My suggestion, be part of this family, give it all, and trust the process. Follow your leaders like Tanya, like Mr. Nieves, Brooke, Tara. I mean, so many leaders. Follow them. One time I learned from one of my mentors, if you want to have the life of the person that you admire, then you have to go through what they went through. And so go what they went through, learn from them, and you'll get there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for allowing me to be in this call. You guys have a blessed day and a great weekend, and be excited because what's coming, it is amazing. It's going to change your life. Thank you, Mr. Nieves.
Absolutely. We're going to do a little dance. I know you're a good dancer, so here we go.
I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. When you hold me in your arms so tight, you let me.
All right, guys, you guys can mute yourself with me. A big thanks to Mr. Jorge Reyes.
Mr. Jorge, you are amazing. You're always with that excitement that characterizes you. My respect to you. And philosophy.
Lips as sweet as candy, its taste is on my mind. Girl, you got me thirsty for another cup of wine. Got a bug from you, girl, but I don't need no cure. I just stay a victim if I can for sure. All the good love when we're all alone. Keep it up, girl. Yeah, you turn me on.